How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We got another Dokkan Battle video for you here today. We are taking a look at the brand new Dokkan Festl STR Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, and Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta from the very first global Dokkan campaign. These guys are a tag unit, and they really do live up to the tag name. So we're going to check them out here at 55% level 1 links. We got them, just pulled them, and very excited to test them out here. So let's take a look here. Alright, so basic effects to attack and defense 200%, receives an additional key 2 per key sphere obtained, per superclass or future saga ally on the team, depending on which has more. They have attack and defense 50%, up to 150%, so basically you need 3 on the team, which is not a big ask. Chance of evading enemies' attack and damage reduction rate 20%, up to 60% per ally, right? So we're going to have 60% here. And then when all allies attacked in the same turn are superclass or future saga, at least one in the turn, they launch an additional attack. They have an additional chance of evading 20% and damage reduction 10%. When activating the active skill or when attacking with 18 or more key, they get attack and defense attack 200%, attacks effectively all types, and when receiving an attack, they get an additional 180% defense. Now, starting from the 4th turn, we will be able to exchange them. So, if we do meet all of their conditions, we will have an extra 60% damage reduction rate, as well as 10%, so 70% damage reduction essentially, as well as having a 80% chance to dodge. Like that's just insane, right? That is insane. So we're gonna stick them here in slot 1. Well, we don't have a choice. See, they're locked. Now, this is the friend. They are 55%, but they are level 10. Well, almost level 10. Unfortunately, ours is slot 7, and we just kind of kept getting a slot 7 set up. Not ideal, but it's just kind of what kept happening. So we're just going to have to deal with that. Let's grab that. Now, we are bringing Future Gohan here for the ability to set up a domain towards the end. So we do have to kind of move a little bit quick through this, just simply so we don't want his domain to... I want to use the domain with his... I want to use the domain when we proc. Look at that. We just literally dodged everything. And now we get an attack raise. So for those who were not aware, he does infinitely raise attack on his 18 key, as well as providing defensive support on his super. And then he does, on his 12 key, no raise. I wish he raised on his 12 key, but I mean, it is what it is. All right. Perfect. Right, so with 80% dodge and 70% damage reduction, honestly, he's going to be fine slot 1 in just about every major fight. And I didn't want to do the Jiren fight here, so I chose the hit fight so we can see his active skill here. If you were not aware, his active skill essentially removes dodge canceling. Only for himself, but still helpful. Alright, we get an additional super here, so actually doing pretty good here. There we go. Alright, so ideally what we want to set up here, and it's a shame we can't set that up because of just kind of how this is, who came in where, right? But ideally what we would want to set up is a rotation with the blues and Gogeta. If we don't get that, we don't get that. It's not a big deal, but I mean, it would be ideal for me to set that up. Alrighty. So now I had brought the gods to act as a sort of defensive wall for these guys, but that didn't work out. So we are going to do this number, and then we're going to send off Gogeta. Gogeta is here for the support, obviously. Hopefully, we're probably going to kill here with the gods, but I did only grab the 1 key sphere on the off chance that we don't, and we can let Tech Goku there get a stack. But yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen, but worth a shot. Alright, so now we have everybody here together where we want them. So we're going to keep the two blues together because next turn... Actually, maybe we just let them keep stacking attack. Let me just do this. We just keep Gogeta on. That might be the ideal. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we can see here, right? I mean, we got a pretty good link set with the Gogeta here. It's really not a problem. But we will send off the friend because I do want to keep my, you know, the 55% one is our showcase here. So 17 million is what we're starting out with here now. I believe because the Vegeta is on Successors, we are getting support from the Vegeta. But, you know, if he was on... If Vegeta was on rotation, we would not be getting support because Vegeta supports Earth protecting heroes, which for whatever reason these guys are not on. I guess because they didn't actually succeed in defeating Zamos. Although, I mean, they put in some work, but I guess since they didn't actually defeat him, that's why. Alright, here we go. Excellent. Okay. Nice. Alright, that's right. He can be a tackle word. I forgot that. Oh, there goes the super, that 80%. No 80% chance to dodge, but we do tank that pretty nicely. Oh, here we go. And now we can swap in Vegeta. Okay, so let's get some defense in here, even though they didn't stack attack. Let's do this. We'll grab that with the... That's the best we're going to get with the gods? Okay, that's fine. Grab that with the gods, and then we'll send off Future Gohan here. So, again, ideally what I had wanted was to get one rotation with the gods and one rotation with the blues, but I think what we might actually do... Well, actually, you know what? That's fine. You know, this works out because unlike the Rose, who is actually buffing other allies, well, he is like the Rose buffs other Roses. The Vegeta side only buffs other Trunkses, so we don't really have any other Trunkses to run here. So it actually doesn't matter if they're on the same rotation. We'll still push for it, but if we don't get it, we don't get it, and it's not that big of a deal. Alright, nice. So we are actually going to get quite a few stacks with gods here, which is perfect. And then we're going to move into the Kappa phase. Alright, and Future Gohan should be able to wrap this up. Now, if we play the cards right here, right, Blue Goku and Vegeta are going to show up next turn. We rotate them off. Gohan's going to show up next turn. He's going to get his domain. Yeah, here we go. That's actually kind of funny, rather ironic. Vegeta being like, oh yeah, except for all those times they died, and then it cuts straight into an animation where they were dead. I mean, that's funny. To me, that's hilarious. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So let's talk a little bit about what Vegeta is doing, all right, and why I was saying this. It doesn't really matter. I mean, obviously having them together is better because they link better together, but it's really not that big of a deal. All right, so once exchanged into the Vegeta, let's exchange here. Right, so once we tag Vegeta in, All right, not only do we get that awesome Trunks art there in the background, we get Key 7 and attack and defense 200%, high chance of performing a critical hit, high chance of evading enemy's attack, damage reduction rate 40%, defense I'm sorry, Key 3 and attack defense 80% for all Trunkses. And so that's what I'm talking about. His support is for Trunkses, not really future. It should have been playing future, but there must be some plan for Trunks coming soon, I guess. Now, as the third attacker in the turn, they perform a critical hit and attack a defense, attack 150% and performs a critical hit. When attacking with 18 or more key, they get an additional attack defense 250% and launches an additional super attack. And when activating the active skill or with 20 more key, defense 150% and launches an additional super attack. So they are a little more defensive than the Goku, but mostly because they're going to be third slot, because you're going to put them third slot to activate their attack. Now, once exchanged, we are no longer, just like the Rose, we are not raising attack and defense infinitely anymore. And our active skill is like the Roses, where we're buffing allies. So that like the only reason we would want them over there is to buff the allies. So but he does work better in the third slot. So what we're gonna do here is this number. We're gonna do, oh, is that okay? We're gonna have to take that so we actually get the key we need. So looking here, all right, looking pretty good on the attack stat, right? We are still building up. But we are going to put Goku here in slot 1 so he can not only dodge better, but also get the extra stacks in that we need from him defensively. Excellent. Okay. 25 million on the Goku here. Again, remember, we're 55%, so we got to kind of bear with that a little bit, all right, and understand that that's what we're dealing with here. Okay, perfect. So we will get one more, we'll get another turn probably here with base Kaba, and then of course we will have to deal with his transform state. There we go. And then we get that 80% chance to dodge, although we would have lived that super, because what is that super? That's 800k super. Yeah, that's nothing. That doesn't matter. There we go. Yeah, so we're probably not going to kill Kaba, to be completely honest, and that's fine. Perfect. Okay, so what we really need to do... oh, actually, us popping into here right now is actually really good. Okay. Because what if we go... Where's the super? It's going to matter where the super is. That's what it is. Because what if we just let Vegeta whack Kaba a bunch here, close out business, but I don't want to target hit just yet. That's the problem. Okay. And we haven't gotten any stacks attack-wise in on Goku. Okay, yeah, this is what we're going to have to do. Not ideal, but kind of is what it is. Alright. So we're just going to have to pray here that Goku does not take the super. That's basically... Oh, okay. Alright, I'll take that. Oh, and the gods get their dodge. Okay. Ooh, a little bit of damage there, but not too bad. Is that a 1 million normal? Did we not have 1 million defense yet? Everybody here is on the 220%, except for Gogeta, actually, I think. Okay, here we go. Alright, we get a super here, so we're actually going to be safe here with Goku. Post-super. We should, well, actually, maybe not. Oof. Ouch. A lot more than I anticipated there. Perfect. Okay, we are not... Okay, so we may have to transform the gods on the next rotation here, just to ensure that we actually kill on the... Yeah, here we go. Okay, so we get the domain with Gohan. I think it lasts for 4 turns. Let's double check here. I think it lasts for 4 turns here. Let's see. Let's look at Gohan here. Domain. Oh, that's the active skill. What about the domain? Domain. 5 turns. Okay, okay, we're good then. Okay, so we can float him. Okay, I kind of want to see where... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pop the active skill, because I need to make sure the super is not... Okay, this is just mostly to make sure the super... Yeah, okay, I had a feeling that's where it was going to be, but I wanted to be sure. So let's do this. Alright, we're going to keep Gogeta here. We are getting support from Gogeta, mind you, because we are on successors here. And then let's grab that. Okay, and then that. So, and then next turn what we'll do is we'll transform the gods. There we go. Yeah, so next turn we'll transform the gods. 24 million. Nice. We'll transform the gods, and that should be enough to take him down. And then we'll have the setup we want for sort of our last push against the hits. There we go. Alright, we get the 80% chance to dodge, too. I love it. Okay, yeah, it was a little bit early to transform him, but I had to make sure that that super wasn't going to land on Goku. That was kind of the main focus there. But, I mean, we are still doing a bit of damage. I can't complain. Excellent. Okay, so... Yeah. Not effective against all types is really helping right now. Perfect. Okay, well, I don't know. We are in the domain, but I don't think so. I don't think Gohan can kill here. He's really not that strong. Yeah, okay, we might be okay here. Oh, so we actually may not have to transform the gods at all. We can get another turn of stacking. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. Ooh, that took a lot more damage than I thought he would. Okay, perfect. And then there's no super here. How are they looking defensively? Okay, so we're good. So we should be able to live those normals. So let's get that with the gods. We'll get that with him. And then we'll send off you here. Perfect. Well, actually, maybe we should have transformed... In retrospect, maybe we should have transformed Vegeta just to get the heal. But, is what it is. Okay. And the gods take him down. Alright, so now we move into the hit, and then we can now do what we wanted to do. So we're going to get the Gogeta turn here. We do see the super there. Alright. So here we go. So let's swap them in here. Okay, so basically the way we want this to work, right? All right, what we want to do is use their active first, because their active is going to boost the other active, the Vegito active, right? The Vegito active is only helping himself, right? He is giving himself attack and defense and removing the dodge canceling that is present here. So let's go ahead and let's start by popping the let's start by doing the Gogeta active. Oh, we gotta finish this. Beautiful. Okay. Alright, so now this is kind of where we're at with the active, pre-active for everybody. So now that we're going to get the boost here, now remember, Vegeta gets the buff in slot 3, so we want to use his active in slot 3. So that's what we're going to do here. And it will then give, how much is the buff again? 15% attack defense to future and additional for bond of parent child. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and let's do it then. Ooh. Wow. That did a lot. Okay. That's what you like to see. Wow. Okay. Let's take a look here. So he didn't really, he buffed himself up for sure. Like, look at that huge buff we got. But he's not buffing anybody else because we don't have any other Trunkses on the team. So let's go ahead. Let's do the Vegito active now. Now remember, this is going to give us... Oh, not that. This is going to give us additional attack and defense 20% on top of all of that. So let's go ahead. Let's pop it here. That looks so clean. Jeez, okay. We just soloed him. We didn't even get to attack. Okay, we'll take it. I mean, that just shows you how powerful this skill is, right? We literally just two-shotted him with these attacks. Like, wow. Okay. Color me impressed here. Wow. Okay, so very, very impressed here. Now, I mean, if you're worried about seeing him take the Super Bowl, we weren't going to put him at the end anyway, or in the beginning anyways there. His Super is 3.6 million, so we would have definitely been able to tank it. We would have been able to tank it, and if we didn't tank it, we would have dodged it, right? Because of it's just how good 70% damage reduction and 80% damage dodge is. But as you can see, Goku, both of them have so this is the thing I like a little bit more about the Goku and Vegeta, and I'm kind of warming up to them over the Rose and Zamasu. Both variations of Goku and Vegeta can hit rather hard, whereas I guess the same is true for Rose and Zamasu to a degree, but as you can see here, Vegeta is kind of dealing a lot more on his own compared to Rose was, right? They're pretty neck and neck, to be completely honest. I might be over-exaggerating it here. They're pretty neck and neck. I think both are good, both are value. Rose's support is better, I think, just because Vegeta's being strictly to Trunkses rather than Rose being strictly to Goku Blacks, where they literally now have a team of functional Goku Blacks, right? Whereas we don't really have the same thing for Trunks. But these guys in the vacuum are incredibly good, and they're right up there next to Rose. I am definitely warming up to them. That damage out of a 55% unit, I love to see that. So, guys, that's it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, let us know, what do you think of Goku? He is an incredible slot 1 unit, as well as being able to dish out major damage through his stacking and his active skill. Vegeta providing the additional support, as well as an insanely powerful active skill. Even though I'm disappointed it is a reuse of the Father-Son Gun, it's still really good. As a unit, they're incredible, and I would like to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.